Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we talk all things NFL, and sometimes all the chaotic moments in football that make us shake our heads. Speaking of chaos, let's dive into a game that perfectly exemplifies how a team can somehow manage to pull a Bears, yes. We're talking about the Thanksgiving disaster that was the Chicago Bears' loss to the Detroit Lions. Get your popcorn ready, because this one is a real head-scratcher. Matt Eberflus. I like what we did there, really. Coach? First off, the Bears had a golden chance to send this game into overtime. With 46 seconds left, 1st and 10 at the Detroit 25-yard line, and 2 timeouts. What could go wrong? Well, a lot, apparently. The Bears lost 16 yards in just 3 plays. Yep, you heard that right. 16 yards. Like trying to get from the couch to the fridge in 30 seconds only to trip over the dog. In case you missed it, the game ended with a sacked quarterback, a failed downfield pass, and a timeout that was left sitting there like a sad slice of pumpkin pie no one bothered to eat. Now, Matt Eberflus, the head coach, was asked about this final sequence because, well, what else was there to discuss after that? And his answer? Drumroll, please. He said, "I like what we did there." Yep, you read that correctly. He was asked repeatedly why the Bears didn't call their final timeout. And his explanation was something like this. "We were hoping to throw it in bounds and then call a timeout after we gained a few more yards for a game-tying field goal." In theory, that sounds okay, but let's be real. When you're under 10 seconds and you've got 0 timeouts left and no time to spare, hoping for a miracle isn't exactly a strategy. The chaos of no timeout. Now, this whole scenario unfolded like a slow-motion car crash. After Caleb Williams took a sack, the Bears had 32 seconds left and needed a miracle to make anything happen. Instead of calling a timeout, Eberflus thought it was best to let the play run. It wasn't until there were 7 seconds left that he finally realized the field goal attempt wasn't happening. And the game was over. This brings up the age-old question, why not use that timeout? DJ Moore, one of the Bears' star receivers, had this to say about the chaos. "I don't know why we didn't call a timeout." DJ also went on to say, with some frustration, that the team keeps putting themselves in these situations. "We just asterisk the bed, asterisk." Oof, DJ, we feel you. The Bears have had their fair share of messy end-of-game moments this season. And this was just another one to add to the list. Accountability, sort of. So, Eberflus was asked if he regretted how things went down. Did he think something could have been handled better? His response? "I think we handled it the right way." Cue facepalm. But hey, give credit where credit's due. Eberflus did take full responsibility for the loss. "I'm the head coach. I take the blame," which is true, ultimately. The buck stops with him. Still, the whole, "I like what we did there" line isn't exactly the kind of confidence booster Bears fans were hoping to hear. Bears players running out of patience. Now, let's talk about the mood in the locker room. It was, unsurprisingly, pretty down. Defensive back Kyler Gordon wasn't interested in talking about the whole end-of-game disaster when asked. His response? Next question, as if to say, "I'm done with this nonsense." But DJ Moore? He wasn't holding back. "We keep coming back into these games. But then we don't finish it off. We just asterisk the bed." He said, "It's clear that frustration is building. And players are starting to run out of patience with this team's inability to close games." What now for Eberflus and the Bears? At this point, Eberflus is under a microscope. He's been asked about his job security numerous times, and after this Thanksgiving debacle, the pressure's only getting worse. Will the Bears stick with him? Will they make a change? That's anyone's guess. Eberflus, for his part, has said, "I'm just going to keep grinding and working." At this point, all Bears fans really want to hear is, "I'll figure out how to win these games." But hey, if you're Matt Eberflus, what else can you say after a season full of these gut-punching, head-scratching moments? Final thoughts? Bears fans, it's been a season of frustration and what could have beens for this team. Whether it's Hail Mary losses or end-of-game blunders, they keep finding ways to shoot themselves in the foot. The one thing we know for sure is that the pressure on Matt Eberflus is heating up. And with more mistakes like this, it won't be long before the Bears front office has some tough decisions to make. What do you think? Should Eberflus stay or go? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Before you head out, don't forget to like this video if you love NFL chaos. Subscribe for more awesome content. And share with your fellow Bears fans, or any football fan who enjoys a good disaster. We'll see you next time.
Matt Eberflus, Bears file complaint with NFL over Packers penalty on game-winning FG block. Chicago Bears fans, it's time to grab your stress ball. You know, the one you've been squeezing for years every time the Packers come to town. That's right, the Bears lost another heartbreaker on Sunday after the Green Bay Packers blocked a game-winning field goal attempt as time expired. And if you thought the pain couldn't get worse, well, hold my beer. On Monday, head coach Matt Eberflus held a press conference to break down the loss. And it turns out the Bears aren't taking this one lying down. Oh no, they're filing a complaint with the NFL because, according to Eberflus, the Packers may have committed a penalty on the game-ending blocked kick. Let's unpack this emotional roller coaster, shall we? The game-winning field goal attempt, a story of hope, then heartbreak. Let's set the scene. The Bears were trailing 20-19 with 2:59 left on the clock. There's still time, right? Time to make a game-winning drive and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. The Bears took possession at their own 30-yard line. And after a solid 42-yard march down the field, they found themselves at the Packers' 28-yard line with only one thing left to do, make a 46-yard field goal. Enter kicker Cairo Santos, who, with a deep breath and a prayer, lined up for the most important kick of his life. The ball was snapped. And then, bam! Out of nowhere, the Packers' defense swarmed and blocked the kick as time expired. Game over. Packers win. Bears lose. Heartbreak at Soldier Field. Eberflus claims Packers made illegal contact. Here's why that matters. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Coach Matt Eberflus wasn't about to let this one go quietly. After watching the tape, he and his staff are convinced that the Packers committed a penalty on the play. Specifically, they believe Green Bay made illegal contact with long snapper Scott Daly. And no, it's not just because Daly looked like he was about to get flattened by a speeding freight train. Here's the thing, long snappers are considered defenseless players at the time of the snap, meaning they get special protection under NFL rules. According to those rules, defenders aren't supposed to forcibly hit the long snapper in the head or neck area using their helmet, forearm, or shoulder. In theory, Daly should have had a little more time to get himself in position, but instead, he got pancaked. Eberflus took to the podium and said this: "We saw him making direct contact with him right away, so we'll turn it in. And we'll see what the league says from there. But again, we've just got to be firmer in our execution." So, in Eberflus' mind, the Packers committed a foul, and the Bears deserve another shot at that field goal. Will the NFL give them one? That's anyone's guess. Was the block legal? Let's break it down. Now, let's play NFL rules lawyer for a second. Was the block actually illegal? Well, that depends on who you ask. On the play, Packers defender TJ Slayton leapt over the long snapper, Scott Daly, and knocked him down to the ground before Daly had time to get into blocking position. Daly didn't even have his head up when it happened. Talk about a tough day at the office. According to NFL rules, Daly is considered a defenseless player in that moment. So if any contact was made to his head or neck area, that could be a penalty. But whether or not the contact was forcible enough to be a violation is a subjective call. The referees didn't throw a flag. And on the field, no penalty was assessed.